What up, everybody? This is I'm here again. My name is Matt Bolian. I'm here with Crispy Barnett, and we're here to talk about durable by design. We have changed the directions of our hat, so you know it's not the same exact time and place. And this is clearly a different content piece and a different day. And we're not just sitting multi-recording, because that's what you do when you create content. You should do it too. What up, Crispy?
I'm doing well. I'm going to put my background. Yeah, background change.
I'll take my glasses off. I'm going to take my shirt off. No,
the red glasses this time.
Ooh.
The RP glasses.
Oh yeah, that's I was a little angrier back then, so we don't do this.
So you had the red ones. Maybe I'll expose the mic this time. Here, we'll go like this.
Okay. Actually, it does look totally different.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. You see.
I gotta have a pink wall back here whenever I get.
Seems more intimate. I have a giant announcement for everybody that I can't make until July 7th. Yeah, just know that it's giant, and he's running a campaign. Yep, running a campaign in San Francisco. Okay, Crispy, what's the topic today?
Topic for today is agencies are not durable by design because they do not follow North Star objectives or align on vision. That is the topic.
Right. And we call that, clearly you should know, that's called the NOVA, right? That's called the NOVA. What brought this to mind, and I would go one step further, is let's talk about this in the NOVA, or this North Star objectives.
Yep.
Inside the concept of executive leadership offsites. So in the concept of that. So talk to me, why do you think this matters? How do you do it? What are exercises you would do to get everybody aligned around an objective?
Yeah. So this was inspired by our ELT offsite last week as a team. And what happens in a remote world, like the problem statement is, what happens is you cannot stay aligned as a team when you are not constantly or locked in a room together to prioritize the objectives and the vision as you go. So when you go to an offsite and you don't have the distractions of like devices or meetings or stuff like that, you sit and you solely focus on those specific things. And so some of the things that like the best exercises that I think are worth doing at a NOVA type of session are have each member of your leadership team, or even like yourself, right, prioritize the three most important things that the business should be doing in a certain time bound like objective, right? So it could be this quarter or this upcoming quarter, this year, like whatever the cadences that you want to do. I suggest quarterly because that's the sweet spot. And document those privately. Have each person like write on a piece of paper that they don't show anyone the three most important objectives for the business that upcoming quarter. And then you share audibly those objectives and see where that you can literally hear the misalignment between people, in the sense of, I might prioritize X, Y, and Z because of my role, or because I'm not aware of certain things, stuff like that. And the outcome and the solution of leaving that ELT offsite is alignment on the three objectives as a team together for the business.
Received. We didn't do that. Are you feeling on our offsite?
We did elements of it, hence why I wanted to have it as a design topic here. We did something that I think equates to the same outcome, but in a different way. Like the end state is the same, but we were just more like, we did brief driven like reports. So each ELT member did a brief of their department, the things that they're prioritizing, things that they learned from previous quarter, things that they're going to do to help implement those learnings, so on and so forth, and presented that to the team in the sense of like no one read each other's briefs going into it. And we learned a bunch of things and we aligned on those accordingly and tackled big, meaty problems in the business and figured out how we each contribute to those. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is there's a point in time in every business. When did you start that you need to start doing ELTs? There's be a lot of misalignment. When did you start?
Yeah, I started doing this when it was someone more than just myself as a founder that was part of the leadership team, because that other person had lots of responsibility in the business. And so what I would say is like your your trigger for doing these sessions are if you have parts of the business that you don't have visibility into because someone else owns it. That's usually the trigger point of where you want to make sure you have these sessions to align on objectives and vision.
Okay. So that's probably around, what, 10 people?
Yeah, I think so. Like that was when I started to do it in an offsite format. It was when I had 10 people and there were 4 that were part of ELT in that point.
Yeah. So there's these questions on whether you do an offsite or do for the whole company, or do an offsite for the ELT. I'll say this just from the super concept. We did not do, we did company offsites yearly. We did not start an ELT until we hit 18 people. And so, but we had an ELT team. We didn't create the ELT team, which was just like, hey, head of marketing and head of channel, right? And we didn't create the ELT team until late, until 15 people. And you could say it's argued. So I'd say 15 to 20 is when you should start thinking about it. I just when it starts to make sense, even so you can financially afford it.
Yeah.
I'm a big, if I'm doing any kind of, you call it NOVA, North Star alignment, like some alignment exercises, is I'm a big believer in this, in this concept, and at each one of these buckets I have, and you'll see experiencing it because it's how you experience our ELT. And you tell me what you think about it. I'm big. You need 33% should be intimate. There's an intimacy because you need these people. The most important, we'll get to that. 33% should be fun, and 33% should be work.
Yep.
If you're too, and if it's too much fun, people are like, well, I didn't do anything. Why am I away from my family?
Yeah.
If it's too much work, people are like, this sucks. Like,
yeah.
You know, and if it's too much intimacy, there's this, it gets too heavy. It's really heavy and it gets weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in those 3 buckets. And there's a couple of exercises that I think that are evergreen with that. So example, intimacy. How do I check that? One of the things we did is we had these questions called tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 questions. And they're questions like, oops, this is my fault. And there's questions like, one second. I'm busy right now and I'm going to lock my door. Okay. If you had $1 million, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? And you have all these litany of questions, and then we just do a random rotator. Nobody can do the same question twice. So you're listening, and it allows you to understand and learn the people. Intimacy is so important because you have to have trust or everything else breaks down in the business. So if you come out of this, whatever offsite, and you don't trust people more in some capacity, then it was a total failure.
Yeah.
Number 2 is fun. And sometimes trust is built on just having fun with people. Like there's just a reality of like, I'm going to drink this. We did wake surfing.
Wake surfing? Yeah.
Surfing. Like we got on a boat and went wake surfing.
Yeah.
And there were some places we just hung out at night and we just had dinners, right? And then work-wise is like the way I like to think about that. There's always only one problem we're going to solve, maybe 2. If you have a mature group and you can get through that, like one problem that's led by the CEO. And then there is tell me what we did well last quarter or H1 if you're doing your offsite, we do them in halves. And then tell me what your priorities are for H2, why, and the risk you have it. And it's so interesting to see how people think. And so where we got a lot of alignment was how we answer problems and how other people see your business. And then we would have a 1-page, or Crispy's had like 6 pages. You had this document we read it, then they briefed us on it.
That's a key pro tip right there. That's a Bezos thing actually. And I started to implement that in even the remote workforce is you do not share documentation ahead of time. You force people to read it on the spot. And you just like, cool, we're spending 5 minutes, like look up when you're finished reading it. You force them to do it. Key pro tip right there.
Yeah. Cause there's a reality that it is a bad expectation that we have an expectation, and it should be an expectation that, hey, you come in, you're ready and prepped out of this meeting. And
it's false. Yeah.
And it's often not true.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're going to take 7 minutes. This person prepared their 1-page memo. period, that one-page memo should be in problem. It's like it's my problem statement, why it's a problem, my logic for solving it, the potential solutions to solve that, my recommendation or bet. And if you period. Okay, so that's the offsite. I think it's so important you can get in it. How's your experience? We did the 33%, 33% method.
It was great, honestly. Like I didn't feel tired of a certain topic or area at any given time. I think that was due to equal balance across those areas. Yeah, that was it. I think maybe the cadence is one of the most important things to focus on if someone's going to do this, which is don't start with work, start with one of the other two. Like work comes after one of the first things.
Yeah. Work is the middle. Start with intimacy or start with fun. So we did intimacy, work, fun.
Yep.
Ended up being, I think that was,
it was perfect.
We had some work. It was good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. And then we left with a very clear, we had this question is, how do we address, if there's churn problems, how do we address them? And there was very clear on, are we doing end users? Are we going partners? And what does that mean for us? And the answer is both. And we're sell through. And this is why that matters and how it works. And it was so much clarity for the team on those two questions.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you else to add about this topic?
I don't think so.
Okay. It will feel more painful than it should. It will feel like it's not worth it. There will be like you have to fly people in, you have to get their homes, but it's really cool. Get an Airbnb, spend a night with people.
Yeah.
There's so much value. And I've done offsites and executive offsites. It's ELT since the inception, any company in, it's just always worth it. Mm-hmm. And it never feels worth it when you're looking at the money. It's always worth it when you get out.
Exactly.
So, okay, everybody, stay awesome, keep doing it big, and have your offsite. Adios.